What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another IP to data range video. I already have one that is out that I recorded back in February, so I'll make sure to link that in this video. But yeah, we're just going to do an update on where the IP to data range is. I know that the last one got quite a strong response, so yeah, let's get straight into things. Hopefully we can learn a lot and figure out where and what to expect with price in general. So we're going to start on the daily, and we're going to apply all the rules that ICT has given us. And the first one is that we need to start from the first trading day of the previous month. So that means we're going to be starting from the 1st of March, as we've recently just started April. So let's get the 1st of March drawn out here, and I'm going to use a thick black line like so, and then we need to measure back from here. We need to cast back 60 days, and then from here we cast forward 60 days as well. So all we need to do is get that measuring tool, cast back 60 bars because those are trading days. So here, get another line, and then that's our 60-day range. And then we also want to get the 40 and 20-day range delineated as well. So as you can see, I have a 60-day look back period now, also delineating the 40-day and 20-day look back period, and I've also cast forward 20, 40 and 60 days. Now, one thing to take note of is this is our starting point, the first trading day of March, because we're in April now, so we need to go back to the first trading day of the previous month, which is why we're looking at March. Just to make that clear for us, I am going to make sure that other lines are a little bit thinner, and then we know that this is our starting point. So from this starting point, I've also marked out the low and the high, and you can see that high has been violated recently, but I'll speak more on that in a minute. But overall, looking at the previous 60 days from March, we can see that we've traded higher. So we've gone from a low and in the discount to a premium above relative equal highs. So we can see that this was a bullish move over this 60-day period. One thing that ICT states is that every 3 months that there is a quarterly shift, like a significant shift in the market that we can anticipate. Now, with us being in April, that is the 4th month of the year and the first quarter of the year, the month of April is typically bearish for dollar. So we now have two different confluences that we can look at on a more macro level that's going to suggest to us that we're likely going to see some more downtrending movements in price. So first of all, the seasonal tendency with dollar. Like I said, April tends to trade lower. And then also the fact that we're in April, we anticipate some kind of quarterly shift after every 60-day period, or 3-month period. So remember, we traded higher over the past period, so our next shift would either trade lower or we'd see a continuation. Now you can see we had a slight retracement here, and we've just recently taken out this high, but like I said, April tends to trade lower, so in general I am going to be expecting or anticipating more low prices on dollar. To make things a little bit more clear, what I'm also going to do is mark out the highs and lows of each range. So let's get that sorted now. So now that we have all the highs and lows from each range marked out, these are going to be where liquidity is residing. So above the highs is where there's going to be buy side liquidity, and below the lows there's going to be sell side liquidity. As you can see, as we've just started the month of April, we've recently traded into buy side liquidity back from February's high, and then we've very recently, as in literally like yesterday, we've had a nice displacement to the downside with the expectation to be trading lower. So in terms of targeting for the next 20-day period within this range, we need to start looking at this sell side as a draw on liquidity. Now, this doesn't mean that price is going to go straight there, but in terms of directional bias, we will be now looking for some kind of sell side to get targeted. So I do have my eyes set on these lows, but what we can do is we can look at the previous range. Let me say that again. We can look at the previous 20 days range, and then we can start to split that to get an idea as to the levels that we may need to take into account. So let's mark out the low and high and find out where the midpoint is residing. And I do have a better template for this. And as you can see, we've got the 25% level, 50% level and 75% level of the previous 20 days range. So let's just get all those marked out for us, and we can use these to help frame where price is likely going to be drawing to as we trade lower. Now, we are on the daily right now, but when we drop down to the hourly and 4-hour, these levels are going to help us a lot with framing where price is likely to want to draw to. So now we have the range of the previous 20 days marked out, and you can see we're already finding some kind of support at one of those levels. So at the 25% level, you can see we traded down into that today, and we've just come off of it. But remember, we're expecting a run lower, so we want to see if this 50% target can start to get traded to. So let's now go to the 4 hour, and then what we're going to do is we're going to identify some PD arrays. So here's that 25% level I was talking about, and then you can see we also have a breaker here. We have a high, a low, a high, and then price is delivered to the downside. So I'm looking at this big down close candle as a potential shorting opportunity for price, with the expectation that we are going to start trading to this 50% level of the previous range and potentially towards these lows. But first, I do have my eyes set on this fair value gap from here to here, and we can drag that out. And then, like I said, we will likely get some level of retracement, but preferably price should gap away if we're trading lower. So we do have a daily fair value gap here, but the highest I want to see price trade into this is going to be the 50% level. So let's get that delineated like so. And we know that's consequent encroachment of a daily fair value gap, so let's just write that. And then another thing I want to bring our attention to is this imbalance. The fact that we've traded through it on the downside means that it should act bearishly. So we should be looking for shorts within this range, and it's also respecting that consequent encroachment I was talking about. So I'm going to make this black, and I'm going to call this a bearish fair value gap, on a daily bearish fair value gap. Now price can trade into it, but preferably we will respect the 25% level of it. And then this is that daily fair value gap I was talking about that I'd like price to find resistance at. So now that we have some kind of idea, moving into Friday with non-farm payroll, we can expect maybe a retracement back into this bearish fair value gap, but we want to see resistance. Remember, there is a lot of consolidation here, so it's normal for price to want to return to the consolidation. But overall, I'm expecting us to start targeting this 4 hour fair value gap and get into that 50% level of the previous range. So here's those ranges delineated. Let me just make this more clear for us, like so. And then now we have levels marked out that we want to see price step down towards. So there are going to be sell stops below here, but price may not want to trade into that for now. We do have a lot of high impact news next week as well, but I'm going to have that marked out. And when we have these levels marked out, it really does help frame where price is likely to be drawing to, and will help us to frame setup. So we have sell side liquidity below here. Remember, we have consequent encroachment off a daily here. Let's make this a different color though. So consequent encroachment for daily fair value gap. And remember, this is the highest I want to see price trade if we're going to remain bearish. So how would we go about actually trading this? Well, on the hourly, what we can do is we can delineate the days. So we can delineate the days like so, and you can see how this week we traded higher, took out that high, remember, from the past 60 days, traded lower aggressively, and again we have that daily fair value gap right here. So as price retraces back into that, that's where we want to be looking for setups. Hopefully during maybe London session or New York, we'll be in there, and then a nice setup should form for us to start thinking about shorts, with the expectation to run into relatively equal lows below here, and again to start filling that fair value gap. And then as the next week happens, we will be able to frame again. Well, we want to see this 50% level get traded through, and we'll start heading down to this 75% level I was talking about. So hopefully that all makes sense, guys, how I'm using the IPTA data ranges. Definitely go on your charts and, you know, apply these yourself. But we'll go back up to the 4 hour just to have a look at price. And yeah, it just really helps frame where liquidity is. Like, this is the most clear, this is probably the clearest way we can identify where buy side and sell side liquidity is residing. And remember, we've just taken out buy side liquidity, significant buy side liquidity. Why is it significant? Because it was the highest high made in the previous 60 days. So we've grabbed those stops now, and we need to start thinking about how we're going to get down here. Now remember, price doesn't have to go down here, but it gives us a direction, and it lines up nicely with the seasonal tendency of dollar. So that is my IPTA data range for dollar and what I have marked out. But overall, moving in through this 20-day period, I'm expecting price to start marching its way lower to these sell stops and through these quarter levels of the previous 20 days. Hope that makes sense. Now let's head over to GBP. So here's GBP USD, and you'll see again I've done the same thing, 20, 40 and 60 days, and then I've casted forward 20, 40 and 60 days from the first trading day of March. Now what you'll find is that the previous 60 days from the 1st of March, the high got violated very quickly, and then you can see price then started running where? Towards this sell side. But what you'll find is we actually failed to reach it. But in terms of targeting, we're doing it. In terms of targeting, after we took out this buy side, it's interesting to see how price then targeted the low although we didn't reach it, we had a directional bias that price was getting down there, which would have helped us with our trading. And that's what I'm saying with dollar in terms of with our expectation for price to trade lower. So although price doesn't need to necessarily get down there, we have a bias to expect lower prices. So that's just something to keep in mind. But yeah, we haven't quite taken out the low yet. We did take out the low, however, of the previous 20 days very recently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to mark out the highest high, and then I'm going to split it into quarters as well to see how price is making its way through this 20-day period range this month. So let's get the high marked out there and the low, and you'll see the low got violated literally on the first day of April. We came down, accumulated sell stops, and then had a large expansion to the upside, which I believe is displacement, with the expectation now to start looking at this high as a target. So since this high has been violated, I'm going to just move this here because that's where it got taken out, and this is the new high we'd be targeting if we are to be bullish. Now remember, price doesn't need to get there, but we have a directional bias for price to trade higher. So first of all I want to say there is a breaker here. We got a low, a high, a lower low, and price is broken upwards. So we're looking at the last up close candle, which is this candle right here, and now I'm watching this to provide us support moving into the rest of this week. So we can get that drawn out as a breaker, and you'll see I'm using the volume just because that's the part I'm really focused on. Yes, it can trade deeper than that, but preferably we respect the volume. And then we have a bearish order block up here, but we're anticipating higher prices, so we want to see these kind of PD arrays get traded through as opposed to 2. So here is the 4 hour, and you can see we're just hanging around that breaker now. Now to be honest, this video isn't concentrating on price action right now, so I'm not going to focus too much on this, but let's start looking at where these levels are lining up. So we have the 50% level in this massive liquidity void, so that could be a draw for price, and then above that we have the 75% level, which is above this swing high and at these relative equal highs. So it will be nice to see if price can march its way upwards. We should be remaining bullish now. Why? We've taken out sell stops from the past 20-day period, which is, according to ICT, an algorithmic reference period. So we should be looking at these highs to get traded to. So we have a clear, we had a deciphered range now for price. So I will be watching this breaker to provide support, and if that continues to provide the support we need, then it'll be easier for us to start going long in this range and start thinking about getting up to these higher prices. So it's really as easy as that. I'm not saying that price is necessarily going to be exact, but you can see how price is treating these levels when they're creating the ranges. So remember, this is the high, this is the low. We trade down 25% level, look how we trade it, bump it, consolidate at this 50% level, come low, trade through it a couple times, upside, downside, 75% level, bump it, run out stops. So now we should be able to work our way back up. So it is very nice and very clean when we look at price like this, for sure. So definitely keep that and take that into consideration. Let's see what 15-minute looks like. And again, when you zoom into these areas where price is at these 25, 50 and 75% levels, you can see price is turning. For example, here we turn, here there's a turn. Look at the consolidation around here, and then here. So these are all significant points for price, and we need to take that into consideration when we're framing our longs, etc. So I hope that all makes sense over there. But overall, I would like to think that GBP can march higher. Furthermore, it is typical with the seasonal tendencies for GBP to make a low in April and then trade aggressively higher. So that lines up again with dollar's tendencies to trade lower, and that can help us frame our trades with the expectation for longer prices throughout the month of April. So in terms of swing trading, I guess looking at charts like this is very easy going, but it should be an interesting month to say the least. Let's finish up on Euro USD. So here we are on Euro USD, and you'll see I've done the same thing, 20, 40 and 60-day look back period with a 20, 40 and 60-day look forward period. I've marked out the lowest low, which is here, and the highest high, and what you'll find is we've been staying within this range. Now if we're expecting lower dollar, that means we can expect higher pairs, and so this will be the ultimate target for price, but before it gets there, it's going to have to get to this high and this high. So I'm going to do the same thing again. What's that? Draw out the quarter levels of the previous 20 days. There we go, and you can see recently we came down, taken out the previous 20 days low, and we've had an aggressive trade higher. Now what you'll find is that Euro is also bullish on the seasonal tendencies. However, it seems a little bit more consolidated in April compared to how expansive GBP appears to be. So that may be something to consider. But now we can start dropping down to the lower time frames with the expectation that price is going to draw up to that 20-day period high. So let's go to that 4-hour chart, and you'll see we came down, purged those stops beautifully, aggressively traded higher, just tapped that 50% level. So now where we're looking for, well, I'll be looking for this level to get traded to and above this high. So yeah, it's very clean in terms of price. Again, look at how these levels are getting traded through. Here's that 75% level, came lower, tapped it one more time, left it. Now there's not like a clear, there's not a clear pattern for price. It's just important that we know they're significant, because when price does come down to these levels, we know that they're likely to either be providing resistance like we're seeing here, or now that we're on the buy side, assumingly, it should be able to provide support. So we should be looking for opportunities to be buying at these levels or similar levels. So yeah, that's pretty much everything with the up-to-date ranges right now. Expecting higher prices in the month of April. And then when we get to May, I will make sure to make another one of these videos to see where price is at. And we'll see if we do actually deliver how we expect, as in price does hold up. Because, it does seem very clean for price to be, responding to these levels. So I hope you found this insightful, guys. Make sure you join me on Discord. I do backtesting on there every single Sunday. And yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.